What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to RTW.
And for those of you who don't know, that's Riding the Wave with your host, Aid.
MJ in the house. Y'all better recognize. And I got two special guests. I got one returning guest. We got Pastor Sergio in the house. Say what's up.
Hey, what's up, man?
And then we got the beautiful, talented Violet Melody in the house.
Hello.
Say what's up, Melody.
Hey, everybody.
Sounds like we're about to get into a boxing match right now, bro. The way you announced that, I love it.
Let's go.
Let's dive right into this.
All right. Well, thank you guys for taking the time to come to this platform, and thank you, Violet Melody, for taking the time. She's a musical artist. So why don't you just tell the audience about yourself?
Well, my name's Violet Melody. I'm 29.
You look 21.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm trying to look young or stay young. I don't know. I feel like I'm just a normal other woman. I have a regular job. I work in a corporate office. I like to sing on my free time, like as my hobby with my friend Paul. And honestly, I make myself sound boring, but like that's kind of all I do is go to work and then go to Paul's after when I have time and make music. And
where'd you grow up at?
I grew up in Whittier and Norwalk area.
Whittier in the
Awesome.
house.
I sing too, just in the shower, and it's not nearly as good as the way you sing at all.
Thank you.
Okay, so how did we meet? This wasn't by coincidence, by the way, ladies and gentlemen.
I mean, it kind of was.
It
really
was.
actually
It
was,
really was.
But let's dive into that real quick, just so we
Yeah.
can let the audience know like how you even got here in the first place.
Okay, so it was the day before Thanksgiving.
It was a day before Thanksgiving.
My sister wanted to go have a drink. She had a hard day at work, and so I was like, I'm always down. I'm always down to go have a drink, whatever. And we were at a bar in Whittier called The Parlor, and she had to take a work call, and so I was sitting by myself at the bar, and then I'm nosy as hell. Oh,
It's
sorry.
okay.
Are we all a little bit? Are we all a little bit,
God
right?
ain't judging you right now.
Sorry.
Sergio,
Watch the lighting. Let me
I'm so sorry.
scoot my chair over. Hold up. No.
I'm super nosy, and so James was sitting next to me. I mean, I didn't know his name at the time. He was sitting next to me, and I was just being nosy, and I heard him on the phone, and you were gonna meet somebody, one of your friends,
Yeah.
and then they didn't show up.
Yeah.
And so I was just being nosy, and I was like, oh,
I got stood up.
I was like, oh, this sucks, dude. Like that
Yeah.
sucks, you know? And I'm not usually like a type of person to like go out of my way and like make conversation, but like I'm trying to get out of my comfort zone more. And so my sister was on a work call. She's workaholic. And so I was like, oh, you know what? Let me just make conversation. And then just kind of from there, like, I don't know. It was just a coincidence.
And it's so crazy. So then all of a sudden we just started chopping it up. I started talking about the podcast. She started telling me about her music. And honestly, when she was telling me about her music and how talented she was, I'm not gonna lie, I did kind of like roll my eyes, like oh God, you're all right. And
We got a singer.
and then but then I told her like, hey, well, you know, send me a song. Send me a song. And then she sent it to me, and I was like, girl, I was like, this is so good. And then as the conversation was going, I was like, you know what? Why don't we do a podcast? Because she was explaining about just her self-confidence and things like that. And I definitely feel like those are important topics because I think a lot of us are kind of self-confident about certain aspects about us.
Agreed.
And then one thing led to another. And we got each other's contacts. And then, the most beautiful thing about it was like I knew she was in a relationship and all of that. So it was just like that professionalism. And I try to make her feel like just as like a friend.
Yeah. And I like that because like if like I won't talk to somebody if like they make me feel uncomfortable. Like you can ask any of my family, like the minute you make me feel uncomfortable, like I don't like I won't talk to you and I have no shame about it. But
man.
It was just very like he made me feel comfortable and like just very respectful. So
you ladies out there, I make women feel comfortable. I'm just saying. But yeah, one thing led to another, and like
Here
and by
we
the
are.
grace of God, like
Here
we're
we
here.
are.
And it's just crazy how the universe puts us all together.
Yeah.
You know, so
Yeah. Crazy.
So
Super
when did your music career start? Or at what age did you start singing?
Honestly, probably like middle school, like beginning of middle school. I mean, like I never told anybody. I would just sing in my room, like watch Disney Channel and just sing like in the shower. And then
bathroom singing, huh?
Yeah.
I do that all the time.
And then like I never told anybody, and I never really like I didn't know that I had like I could hold a tune basically. And then I got into high school, and then there was this like not talent show, but like they were holding a show, and like whatever like you thought you were good at, like if you wanted to do a monologue or like a scene with your friends, like that's kind of what the show is about.
Like improv type of style or what?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then so I was like, oh, I told my friends like, oh, do you guys want to be my backup dancers? And like I'll sing. And like they're like, you know how to sing? And I'm like, well, I don't know, but like it'll be fun. And so we did it. And then my drama teacher at the time was like where like who
Where,
like
where you been? Why you been tying this
yeah,
talent?
and he's like, you're so good, and like my friends too. And then just from there, like I started singing more.
Hey, what'd you sing? What'd you sing? Do you remember?
I do remember.
Is it the Lion King?
No, it was I don't remember the name, but it was one of the songs from Burlesque.
Can you sing it? I don't know that song.
I honestly don't. I don't even remember, but I just know it was by Christina Aguilera.
Okay.
And it was from Burlesque. What is it? A movie?
I have no idea.
Yeah, it was like Madonna or somebody's in it, or Christina Aguilera or something like that.
Christina
Okay.
Aguilera.
Alright.
But like just from there, and then like I just would sing, and that's kind of like how my family found out. I told them like, oh, hey, I'm in a show. I didn't tell them what I was doing, and then they came here like to high school, and they're like, what the heck? Like, why didn't you tell? Like, where the hell did this come from? You know?
Yeah.
But that's kind of it. And then
So you hid it for a long time then?
well, yeah,
your
because I
talent?
didn't know, like, you know, like I kind of thought it was normal, like, oh, like everybody sings in the shower.
Right, yeah.
But I didn't know that like that I could be like, I didn't know that I was good.
Right.
You know, I thought I was okay, like, because I would mimic other singers' voices, and I think that's just kind of how I taught myself.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then how did you meet Paul, your producer?
I met Paul through work. I can't remember. We were going back and forth trying to remember. He's forgetful, and I'm also forgetful too.
Guilty.
I just put Paul. I'm the same here.
I don't remember if we had to know each other because we worked together, and he was telling me about some music thing he was doing with someone else, and then like I kind of didn't say anything, and then I was like, you know what, let me just ask him, like let me just open the door. And I was like, oh, like what do you do, whatever. And then just kind of from there, like I told him like, oh yeah, I like to sing. And then he's like, oh cool, like come over to my house and like let's record you. And I was like, okay.
And that was it.
Yeah, and that was it.
And then how long have you guys been working with each other?
We just hit a year in October.
Oh, nice. Okay,
Yeah.
good.
Since you started singing, what are some of the obstacles that you faced, like from a young age, coming up singing and stuff like that?
Like mentally or like everything?
Mentally, emotionally.
I mean, obviously like self-confidence. I think everybody, like when you put yourself out there, like, you know, you want to make sure well, I don't know if this is for everybody, but like for me, like I want to be good, and you know, you want people to like it. Obviously there's gonna be people who don't like it, which is fine, but
It's not fine. Everybody must like it.
but just more of that. I mean, like that, like, you know, I just want to make sure, like, I know I'm not the best, and like I don't, like, I believe everybody is good in their own way. Like, you know, every singer is good at like something. They have their own style.
Agreed.
And then just like, yeah, just like, I mean, self-confidence, and just the reaction of like I'm not expecting to be like a pop star. I just like singing. Like I love music, and like me being able to do that, like that makes me mentally happy.
And what are you like? What are you like manifesting? You know, what do you tell yourself like?
When I'm making music, or like
Yeah, just in general, like with your music. Like, what are do you? I don't know. Do you have like a certain? You close your eyes, and do you have a certain like fantasy in your head? Like, do you see yourself playing in front of you know, a whole crowd of people? Or
I mean, always. I think that's. I won't say that's every like person who sings or does music, but I mean, like obviously, like yeah, you want to play in front of people, like you want to, and well, like for me, like I want to inspire people too, like. Not only like me pushing myself, but like with music too. But yeah, like I mean, I would love to play in front of people. And if I don't, like I'm still happy. Like just being able to like get my creative like output out there, like that just makes me happy.
all right.
You know what you were saying earlier. Remember we had that short conversation earlier about the good thing about all of this is that there's genres of music, which is, you know, actually I think it's a blessing, because whoever doesn't like the type of genre of music that you sing, then they don't have to listen to it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so that gives you that opportunity to just put out your music the way that you like it, and you're obviously gonna find a fan of what it is that you sing. And so that's just a good thing, man. I appreciate that.
There's gonna be people who don't like it, but I mean that's okay. Like,
Well, you know what? Our biggest haters are our biggest
Biggest
influences.
fans, yeah.
There you go, our biggest
no,
fans.
yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Like I mean, yeah. You mean it? If you're taking the time to like put out a hate comment, like you're probably more insecure than I am.
Exactly.
Like,
you can
you-
tell that at least they listen to it.
Yeah, like at least you gave me the view. Like thank you, but
Yeah, we,
I mean,
we get a lot of negative feedbacks all the time. It's like, well, thank you for listening.
yeah, like you
Appreciate you.
Yeah, they probably stood and watched the whole thing. yeah. So it is what it is.
So where did you come up with the artist name Violet Melody? Where did that come from? Was that another Disney movie?
No. Well, right now I don't have purple hair, but that's when I feel the most confident.
Why is that, out of curiosity?
I don't know. I always, whenever I have it, I had it in the past before. I just always felt like I'm stepping out of my comfort zone.
That's your power color.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that kind of like the
That's
alter
your power
ego
right there,
type
yeah.
of deal.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
there you go.
Okay, I
So
see
like I
that.
just like, you know, I was telling my partner Paul, like, you know, I don't want to put my stuff out as my own name, because I want to keep my personal life separate from my music. And I would hope that people would respect that. And I can't do anything about it if they don't want to. It, like, you know, I can't control everything. It is what it is. But like just trying to come up with the name, like, oh my God, I have a whole list that like, it just was like, it doesn't sound right. Like, you know, I don't know. And then I was like, just thought like, oh, well, like I love when I have my purple hair, and like that. And then I just melody, I mean, like it's music. So
Yeah.
that's
So,
kind of.
sorry, when you say you don't want to kind of mix your personal life with your music, do you mind kind of elaborating on that a little bit, if you think you can? More or less, like what exactly don't you want to mix in?
So like, I just feel like when, okay, you see artists and like, it's hard because you can't control like what people are gonna like do or say. But also like my family isn't asking to be part like of that. Like I don't want their life to be filled with like, how do I explain this? Like,
No, I get what you're saying. You don't want
Yeah.
like any negativity to like
Directed towards them.
Be directed towards them, or
Yeah,
any
and,
negative, like
not
part,
not even that.
not even the negative part, but just in
But just
general.
like just to separate, you know, like my like yeah, I have my relationship, and yeah, Violet Melody, like that's me, but and I'm still with my partner when I'm that person too, but like I don't want or not, I don't like nobody needs to know all my personal business. Like I just
you
want to
go.
show them
Then you
my
need to stay off the
music.
internet and Reddit, girl. Because
Well, right. The way I mean, right now, the way you're singing, you're gonna have paparazzi all
Yeah,
over you.
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
your business is gonna
Good-
be put
good
out
luck
there.
hiding your identity.
Right?
Yeah.
You better put
Well,
on a costume.
That's the thing though. I'm not hiding it. I mean, I don't want to hide it. I just want to separate my personal life.
Right.
And like I said, there's going to be people who maybe come across this and they know who I am, and that's cool. But I just hope they respect that, like, I'm not my government name when I'm doing my music. Like, that's why I created Violet Melody.
There you go. I understand. It's crazy though, because what you're saying is something that happens a lot. I mean, I saw somewhere about like how, I forgot what movie star was talking about this, but I mean, he came to this understanding with himself that once he steps out of his house and once he steps into the public eye, he belongs to the public.
Yeah.
He even said it himself. He's like, man, I just, I got famous and I don't belong to me anymore. And it kind of sucks to live like that.
Yeah.
But he said, I gotta just take it as it comes, because this is part of fame, right? It's part of kind of making it to that next level.
Yeah.
And so do you have that fear?
Yes.
As well?
Because I don't know what the outcome is going to be. I mean, whether it be like really good, like that'll be cool. So like, I want to be prepared in that sense of like, and obviously we can't control everything. Like, there's going to be, like, it's not going to be the way that I envision it. But like, if I can do that and like separate myself, my personal life from that, and like, also that I feel like that'll help me mentally, like, because I can still be my own person, and like this Violet Melody is like a persona that like I can play on,
Yeah.
like with my character basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
Definitely. Well said.
Yeah.
You have a question, bro?
Yeah, I have a few questions. Now you talk, Sergio brought up fear, and sometimes like people allow like, oh, whatever I'm going to do, I'm going to fail at it. I'm not going to be good at it. I'm not going to, they start overthinking, which resonates with me. And your song was amazing, like overthinking, and it being like creating, failure creates fear. Now, do you allow that to teach you to be better and move differently, or does that hold you back from putting out your music?
I feel like now I'm having to kind of like start all over, because back then, like when I was putting myself out there more, like I kind of like feel like I passed that phase.
Okay.
Like I was more confident and like not so fearful. And it's not that I feel fearful. What a tongue twister.
All right.
I think I'm
Fearful.
just,
No, it sounds, it's
Right. You're gonna get me mumbling.
I think I'm just nervous of the outcome. But like I know what I want, and like it's like I have two of me on my shoulder, like one that's like
Telling you to
do it like you can do it, and like let's see what this is, and the other one is like, oh, but like what if, like I'm not scared to fail. Like if I do, like I'm still gonna make music,
Right?
Like, cause that's what I like to do. Like it's a hobby, but like I'm not scared to fail, cause I mean that's just gonna make me a better person, a better artist too.
Agreed.
And like when we first talked, we talked about like soft confidence, because I think a lot of us go through this soft confidence. When did you start realizing about the soft confidence, and when did you start breaking out of that shell to where like, okay, I can't be so shy or uncomfortable. I need to get uncomfortable being uncomfortable.
I can't say like a specific time, but like just in general, overall, like just me mentally try to push myself, and like meeting Paul too. Like, I mean, he's like me too. Like we're scared to put out our stuff, but like we help push each other. And then we fight about it sometimes. And then we just help push each other to like put it out there. But I think I feel like it's always going to be an ongoing thing. Like you can be the most confident, loudest person in the room, but like everyone is self-conscious.
Definitely.
Yeah. So does that come from a place where you feel like there has to be a certain look that you have to have? Do you feel like, oh, well, if I do this, I have to look a certain way, I have to be or act a certain way? Is that like really something that is always kind of going on up here?
Yeah,
in your
maybe
mind?
not act a certain way because we're all different, but like
Yeah.
to look a certain way, yeah, of course, because everybody wants to look, well, not everybody, but like
A good portion.
artists,
Yeah, I get you.
wanna like, you know, like people look up to them and they want to be like them, and so like that starts to get in your head,
Yeah.
and then that's where I'm like, okay, well, like let me wait because I'm not like tall enough, which I mean, I can't get taller
Yeah,
unless I get surgery.
I think that's it for you. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna get shorter.
That's that growth stage already.
Yeah, but like, okay, my hair is not like this color long enough, or like I'm not skinny enough, or I don't look like this person. So like, I think everybody compares themselves to somebody, but like, you just have to push yourself. So like, that's what I'm trying to do, is just like push myself mentally that like people are gonna like it or hate it no matter what, and like me being me, like it shouldn't matter. Like, you know, you're gonna like me or you're gonna not like me.
There you go.
Yeah.
And then like, so what made you decide to, because is this the first podcast you ever did or anything like that?
Yeah.
Talking about your music and all that. So what finally made you get out of that shell and come on here? 'Cause I mean, I could imagine like it's a little intimidating. I'm like, you know, my buddy A, you know, for like 5 months, he wore a mask because he felt uncomfortable.
Oh, wait, on the podcast?
Yeah.
I word on the podcast.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. That we all could see her to relate about being confident.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't very confident about, you know, how I speak on here. There's times I'm like, oh my God, I sound this. Or, oh my God, like why did I say that? I'm saying these repetitive words. So
Yeah.
I mean, we were all very judgmental. I mean, the
Yeah.
hardest person is
Ourselves.
ourselves.
Yeah.
So what made you want to come out here and do this podcast? Why was it important for you?
Honestly, it like, I mean, I think everything happens for a reason, and like I feel like when like things happen to us, like okay, like how we met, like I feel like it was right timing and like it was meant to be, and like me and Paul have been going back and forth about putting music out, and we're in the process, so it was just kind of like, okay, well, like this is crazy that this is happening, and like I took it as a sign. We took it as a sign, like, okay, well, let's just do it then. Like if this is a sign for us, like, and we want to keep pushing each other, like maybe this is a sign for us to keep going.
Awesome.
Yeah. What inspires you? What inspires you to write? Where do you draw your inspiration from?
Honestly, overthinking. I'm not even joking. Like so before like writing music and like I call it regular music, like R&B and pop and stuff, I used to be into musical theater. And so like, you know, you're performing a show, but you're singing. And so like for me, I was able to be a different character, and like I can feel their feelings. So like if the story is about like, one time I played a girl who had a miscarriage and she had to call her mom and tell her. So like I really like to like put myself in people's shoes or like that character and try to feel what they would feel. So like writing music, I try to think about like, how would I feel if this certain situation happened to me? And like, how can other people relate to it? And so like, how can I get the message out there by writing it? So I kind of just try to put myself in different situations when I'm writing, as like if I'm going through the experience.
Life experience, then, right? Just like you mentioned earlier about when you were doing this as a teenager, you really didn't have any life experience, so that you couldn't draw inspiration to write anything.
Yeah.
Right? Who knows? I mean, as a teenager, you got nothing going on.
And
but-
there was no chat GPT at that time.
Oh my God. No, but yeah, I tried writing when I was younger in high school, and I couldn't come up with anything.
You need a ghostwriter.
You're at writer's block. You're at writer's block at it now.
But I don't know. I mean, I tried and then I didn't. But then like meeting Paul, he creates music, and so like I feel like I needed that first.
Okay.
Because like that also helps me. Like sometimes I can just write without music, but mostly from how we've been doing it, the music
like,
has been coming first.
You just need the melody, right?
Yeah.
And then you're like, okay, I can kind of like
Yeah.
flow off of it in a sense.
Yeah.
All right. And don't worry, ladies and gentlemen, you keep hearing this Paul name. We're going to get him on here. You know, we're going to ask him why he's scared. You know, you got Violent Melody putting him on blast, so we're going to have him on here.
I'm sorry, Paul.
Hopefully, if he's willing. No, but that's awesome. Yeah, definitely. I completely understand what you're saying about, you know, especially overthinking and then what people may think about your performance. You know, me being on this podcast, I was overthinking about it. And I think I really had to get to a point where I felt comfortable with different, and I prefer different now because different allows me to know, okay, well, who else is doing it? And if if people are doing the same thing, then it's stuff that we've already seen. Yeah. And it's like, if you do see different, then you do see that person and what they bring to life and, you know, the characteristics. So definitely like Violent Melody, definitely like different, you know, so that's awesome.
And I'm curious, Aid, when you were overthinking, like, what do you overthink about?
I mean, when I was wearing a mask, you know, what are people going to say? Am I going to have, like, who wears a mask? Like, on a podcast at the beginning, you know, but I wanted, and it's AID, which stands for, Are You Dedicated? So I had to put on the mask. I had to get uncomfortable. I have to get comfortable with the uncomfortable, you know, and that was my way to make my breakthrough, because even the way I speak, and I had a lot of issues that just me personally, again, were our biggest critic that prevented me from doing a lot of things that, you know, actually made me feel good and made me feel happy. Yeah. So every time I'm on this podcast with MJ and, you know, anybody that's willing to come out here, like, I feel amazing. I feel great at the end of it. And I feel like I just made another breakthrough.
Yeah. Honestly, the mask thing is kind of cool, though.
See,
I feel like
MJ, hold on. MJ did him at first. MJ was like, "Nah, what do you mean a mask? What do you mean a mask?"
Next door, she's a performer with a whole mask on.
Because I feel like I'd be like, "Oh my God, who is that?" And then
keep it mysterious.
Yeah, that's so cool.
I know. Trust me.
But like, I mean, that's cool that like, you know, that helped you build your confidence.
But the biggest takeaway, like with AID, and because I would get on him like, take off the mask, take off the mask.
Pause.
And that was one thing that was very difficult for us, where we would have our back and forth, is like, you know, it's when I'm ready. You know, that was his thing. It's like when I'm ready. And I'm assuming that's kind of like how you are. It's like when you're ready, you'll be ready to perform and ready to go out there when you're ready.
Yeah.
But do you think that time now has came to light, and now it's Violent Melody's time to shine?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so. I mean, I say that I'm ready, but then like, obviously I haven't done it, but like, I don't know. Just
what's I know, I mean, being a singer, you know, you have to, I mean, I don't know actually, but being a singer, like, what is your process and to get you into that mode or get you into that zone to start singing the way you want, or when you sing one of your songs?
Honestly, pep talks. Like, I'll talk to myself. Like, when I left work today, like, I gave myself a pep talk, like, so that I can be like mentally prepared. Because if I'm not mentally prepared, then like, I don't want to do it. Right. Like you said, like, if I don't feel ready and like I don't get myself ready, then like I can't do it.
You shut
like,
down at that point.
Yeah. So like, honestly, that like, I just kind of hype myself up.
Would dyeing your hair again, like, would that help?
Oh, yeah, that's gonna happen, but probably in the new year.
All right.
But,
New year, new me.
yeah.
I mean, we got a chance to kind of pre-hear some of your stuff, so I think it's time, man. You got a lot of talent. You got a lot of talent.
I agree.
And that's kind of like what that was gonna be one of my questions. Like, you know, what would you say to a viewer who feels, you know, self-conscious about themselves, about like their talent that they haven't yet put out because they're worried about that judgment or that negative feedback?
Just to do it. Like, find a way like that you can be confident and just do it. Like, I don't know. Like, I mean, I like me doing it. Like, I hope that inspires other people to like, it's like, there's never a wrong time to do it. Is that the right?
Yeah.
Like, you know, it doesn't matter. Like, how old you are, like where you're at in life, like just we won't know unless we try to do it, you know? And like for me, like that, like I don't regret like not doing it a long time ago. Like, you know how I said with like life experiences, I don't regret it. I'm more thankful that like it's now, because I wouldn't be the person who I am now. Like I wouldn't think the way that I think, or like have these experiences that I can go off of. So like just do it, you know, just push yourself, and, you know, find somebody that can help push you to, you know, your friends or your family, whatever, and just do it, you know?
Yeah, because it seemed like it was so go ahead.
No, go ahead. I was just gonna say, MJ, yeah, because I mean, it seems like tell me if you agree, MJ. Like the hardest step for us was actually taking the first step.
Yeah.
You know, and then once we started the podcast and we started going, I think
Yeah.
the ball,
once you get your feet off the ground, and like everything would kind of like,
And it's timing. The fact that you met Paul at a perfect time in your life.
yeah.
You know, like you met him at that perfect time, and then you guys got along, and then after that, now you started creating. Because after that, I mean, prior to meeting him, what was your creation? You know, like
I would just literally sing, like, I mean, you could ask my fiance at home, loud, in the shower, like, I mean, in the car. So.
And like the music that you sing, what do you want people to like feel? What's like that emotion do you want them to gravitate to?
I want them to feel, I want them to make it to what they're feeling. So like I don't, not all of my songs are like this, but like I try to write a little bit open. So like it can be an open experience for someone. So like my song, the song Walking Away, it can be about anything to somebody. Like it can be about a friend, it could be about a boyfriend, a girlfriend, like a family member, like, or a situation, experience. Like I don't want it to be, or I try not to make a song be specifically about one thing. Like I want someone to listen to it and like it means something different to you and to you and to you.
yes,
You know?
Yeah.
So you want to make music that kind of it is a slight reflection of a personal experience, but you also make it to where people can also make it theirs.
Yeah, they can
You
write
want
their own story.
But it can be based off any type of experience.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's cool.
Yeah. So I try to do that. Not every song is like that, but like I'm just trying to do so like people can write their own story and they can listen to it and have their own experience, as opposed to like, this is my song, this is what it's about, or who it's about, and like that's kind of it, you know? I feel like that's kind of like closed off.
Yeah.
So is how's Paul? How does Paul do on the backup singing? Does he hit those high notes for you? Does he
Or
hit
backup dancing.
Oh, he's good. He's good.
And how would you describe your sound and your style? Because you guys have a pretty unique sound and style to your music.
Yeah.
Where did that come from?
Well, I mean, I've always loved R&B music, so we kind of wanted to do that. Paul is more, what is it, like dance, hip hop?
Because you kind of, I don't know if you ever heard of Alino Baraz.
Yeah.
You kind of have that vibe to it. Like when I first heard overthinking, that's kind of like what I first thought about it.
I never thought about that. I love her.
Well, if you don't, now you do.
But like just kind of more R&B, like I mean, I love all music, but I think just kind of what fits my voice the best would probably be R&B.
Okay.
Yeah.
So no rock, no like goth or anything
I
like
mean,
that. No hip hop.
If someone wants to sign us, and I mean, I'll do it.
I'll do whatever.
Yeah,
Right?
at this point. But no, like, I mean, I think that's just what fits my voice best. Yeah.
Okay. And so how much music do you got? I know you said you had quite a bit, but like how much do you have, like a full album? Is there a certain title that you're thinking about or anything like
all
that?
the underground, all the B-sides, are like
How many songs
stockpile.
we have? We have 20, but like ready, and like semi-ready. What I would say, like 5, 6.
And which one out of all the songs that you got, like which one to you is your banger? Is the one I'm like, man, this is the song I really enjoy.
At first I kind of thought Walking Away, but then like overthinking, because I'm always overthinking. It's hard. I can't choose. It'd be between those two.
I'm not gonna lie,
But then
overthinking gave me chills. I was like, hold on.
But then I have other ones too that I'm like, oh, these ones are good too. So I mean, I like all of them.
Okay, so you're like,
I don't have a
like 'em all.
favorite. Yeah.
Okay.
But those two like are my top ones right now.
I like them both, to be honest.
Yeah,
Like
thank
if I
you.
had to like flip a
Well,
coin,
we've only heard 2. So
know.
I like them both too, but
you know,
already you're 2
I
for
can't
2.
wait to hear like
2 for 2.
Mm-hmm.
And so now moving forward, like what's the next step for you guys? Going into 2025, like what's the next step?
To release our music and then write more. So, and then like, I mean, whatever comes along the way, like, I mean, if we meet somebody or, you know, we get an opportunity to put ourselves out there again, like, I mean, we're going to do it, but to just put music out and to keep making more. Like, I mean, I don't want to stop regardless of what the outcome is, you know?
Does the music industry kind of scare you a little bit though? Because it is a shady industry. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Any type of entertainment industry, it could be you get around the wrong goons and man, everything that looks good can end up really bad. Does that make you a little bit nervous or apprehensive at any time?
No, because I just know I would never let somebody control what I write or how I sing or what I wear or how it, like, I would never, like, you know, we see it now in some cases. So like, I think also too, like that plays a big role in like how I say, like, I'm kind of glad that it didn't happen sooner in my life, because what if it would have been totally like shit or different, you know?
Yeah, and then the
that
fact
makes
that you
sense.
being a little maybe younger,
Yeah.
not
You would
aware.
have been molded into
Yeah.
something you
and the
wouldn't want
moment
to be.
someone just says, here's a contract. Okay. Like,
Yeah, like,
That part.
I mean, I could see myself back then doing that.
yeah,
so
I mean, I
like,
can see myself back then doing
Like,
that. Like,
yeah.
oh,
Or somebody telling you something's not a good idea, you know what I mean? It could get in your head.
so I mean,
sure.
I'm kind of thankful now, like that it's now, because I'm wiser and I feel like I know better, and I just wouldn't let someone control how I want to put anything out, you know? Like, that's crazy to me.
That's good.
Yeah.
And like, what's the reward? What's the rewarding feeling that you get now that you're creating so much good music? Like, I can imagine that must feel pretty great.
Honestly, just being mentally happy. Like, just it makes,
And how is that
like,
important? How important is that to you?
super important, because like you have to find, you know, like if you don't feel like you, like, you know, if you're depressed about something or you feel like you're not doing enough in your life, like you should find what makes you happy and like and do it. And like whether that be to put something out, like if you like music or if you like art or you like videos or whatever, you don't have to put it out. Like you can still, you know, have a regular job and a regular life and make your own stuff, you know, or sell it. Like, so that, like, it just makes me happy. Like, I guess happy to be alive, basically.
Was there ever a time where, or a moment where you felt like, you know what, I'm not going to do this, and you wanted to hang up the singing career, or somebody pushed you to like, hey, no, do it, and then you continue back on it? Or a situation, anything that
No,
you
I
can
don't.
recall?
I don't think so. I mean, I haven't like done anything in the past, like, honestly, decade, but I've still always have done it by myself, like at my home, like in my personal space. So like, I've never stopped.
Oh, okay.
Like, I never stopped learning. Like, you know, when I was in college and taking classes and I had to stop, like, I still took the time to like learn, watch you. I mean, everything's on YouTube and
Right.
now TikTok. So like, I just continue to learn new things, like, you know, with singing and writing. And so I don't feel like I ever, like, I had a break where like I didn't put myself out there or like, you know, do any shows, but like I still never stopped behind the scenes.
Okay.
So I can't imagine myself getting there. Like,
Awesome.
yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
So when you hear yourself like in the booth and you're hearing your recordings, like how does that feel when you're? Because I'm like for a while, like I would tell, hey, like have you listened to it? And he was like, no, I don't like to hear myself. Like, and I was like, how don't you listen
Facts.
to
All
what we're
facts.
putting
I
out? Like
know.
that makes no sense to me.
Facts.
No, I get like that too. I'm
What?
like,
Why?
I don't
you get like
know.
that?
You know, it's different. I'm supposed to like you know, my mentor tells me, hey, have you ever watched yourself preach? I'm like, no, and I'm not. You know what I mean?
So you've never watched yourself preach?
No, I think
Well,
it's
you're gonna do
awkward
it
for
today.
me. For me, I mean, I get where you're coming from. The struggles that you have, those things happen to everybody in all fields and professions and their way and walk of life. I preached my first sermon with my cap on. That was like my security blanket. Then I got a call from my brother, like, hey man, he lives in Concord, California. He's like, dude, why did you have your hat on? Like you're up there, you're preaching. Like, what are you doing with a cap on? I'm like, man, you know what? You're right. But I just felt like here's my cover.
Yeah.
You know, so I get you. But
no,
yeah.
everybody has it. Like in any kind of field in work, like everybody does. But yeah, I'm just like, oh, I mean, I'll listen to it, but then I'm like, I start to nitpick at everything, and I'm like, no, like let's do that part again. Like I don't like the way like that sound, like but I've been trying to learn to not do that all the time, and like trust what my partner is telling me. So like he's like, no, that was good, and I'm like, are you sure? But it's just a mental thing. Like you have to just become more confident in what like in the first take, you know.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it's good practice though. It's like watching game film.
Yeah.
I coached football for a good amount of years, and I would watch film and see how the team did, see who I'm going to play, and I kind of break it down. And you do the same thing for yourself. So I get where the benefit of listening to your stuff until you feel it's right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then
I don't know what you guys are talking about. I love watching myself. So.
Right. As
I can't get enough of it.
right, bros. We gotta jump in
Totally
front.
kidding.
Pause. No. When you say as a singer, when you say, "Oh, I don't like the way I sound," like when you say that to yourself, is it because you feel like you could have put more emotion or more into it, or are you talking about just the actual sound of like your voice?
Yeah, I think probably both. Like I'll like hear a note and I'm like, no, like I can do that way better. Like let me redo it again.
Okay.
Not some. I don't. Maybe not this. I mean, I guess that's kind of the sound goes hand in hand. So like, yeah, I'll just listen to it and like we'll play it back and I'll be like, let me try that a different way, and then like we just kind of do that and like until we kind of find something that sounds better. Like I don't want to like I want to put stuff out like I know I'm not the greatest and I'm not like the best, and I don't think there's like a best
But I think
in
you
general.
have to tell yourself that you are the best.
Oh yeah, we
Like,
have to
you
be our own
like,
cheerleader.
yeah, like I tell myself I'm the best at doing this, even though I know I'm not.
Yeah.
But I tell myself like,
No,
I'm the
yeah.
best.
But I just know that like it can't be perfect. You know, like I can't, cause I can hear it one way in my head, but like I can't always probably get it out like that. So.
I mean, there's some things on the radio right now that are just like
like some of your music needs
compared
to be
you,
on. Yeah,
like I heard you, and I'm just like, you know, this is good. And there's some stuff that's out there, and people that are making money that are just it kind of blows your mind. Like, how
crazy.
are they
heard of the
doing
Island
this?
Boys?
No, it's crazy. It's crazy.
So like, what is like one piece of advice you'd give someone trying to create their own music for the first time?
Trying to create their music for the first time. If you don't know where to start, maybe look at somebody else. So like when I get stuck, I look at other artists that I like.
So who are your artists that you?
Oh my God, I have so many.
There's a list?
Yeah,
Okay.
there's a lot, but like
Keep it short and sweet.
Tori Kelly, JoJo.
I guess those are R&B singers,
right now.
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Coco Jones. I can't think. I have the list on my laptop, but there's basically any R&B singer that you like. I love I love all music. I listen to literally everything, but like when I'm trying to create music, I'll listen to more of R&B singers. Like literally any R&B guy or girl. Like I love anything.
Well, I agree with that because I could go from like listening to, you know, hip hop to going to System of a Down, you know, depending on how I'm feeling that day and like my emotions and my thought process and like that kind of that all determines what music I'm gonna listen to.
Yeah. So yeah, I listen to everything, but when trying to make music, if I get stuck, I'll listen to R&B and kind of like just the way that they do it, or I'll look up videos on like how to do this, whatever, and like I mean everything's on the internet, so
right. And pretty soon you will be too.
Yeah, that's true.
So be ready for that wave.
Yeah, I know. I'm
It's
nervous,
coming.
but I'm excited.
It's coming.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I don't know. I'm just thinking about all this stuff. Trying to process everything you're saying. This is it's good stuff. You know, one of the things that it reminded me of is this book that I was reading on like OCD and anxiety and how to live with a family member that may be suffering from that, or just people in general. And some of the stuff that like what you shared. Actually, that song Overthinking, it reminded me, it was crazy how you put it together when you said that it could mean certain things to other people. It reminded me about how I can't go to sleep right until I go downstairs and I got to make sure all the windows are locked. I got a wooden bar on one window. I got all the lights are off. I check all the stoves, and I could be like laying down and I'm like, man, I told somebody to go do that, but I got to go do it. And because I'm already thinking like, but what if this happens, or what if that happens? And so one of the things that I read in that book was just like, man, anxiety actually is one of the like tickers of like OCD. And that's what makes you really kind of overthink that, oh, what if this happen? What if they don't like me, like you said, or what if they're not gonna, you know, appreciate what I bring to the table? And so one of the remedies for that I read according to that book was to expose yourself to the things that give you anxiety. And I was like, okay, you know, that's actually something good. So I started kind of doing some things for myself with my own little anxieties and OCDs that I have.
So you went around exposing yourself?
No.
What is going on over here? I don't have good advice for her.
I was thinking like, oh, he left the door unlocked so someone could come in. I don't know.
I'm not going to do that either. I'm not stupid. I'm not leaving my door unlocked. Not where I live, you know. There's still, but just other things, right? Just dealing with those. So, I mean, for in your case, it would be actually kind of coming out of that shell already and saying, hey, you know what? I've kind of been holding myself back a little too long. Yeah. And maybe it's time to kind of let loose and maybe even perform, you know, for some people. And that I think would be a good deal. Yeah.
And I mean, I've done it before. So like, it's not a thing where it's like, oh my God, I don't think that I could do it. Like, I know I could do it. I just haven't done it in such a long time. Like, I'm literally rusty.
You're rusty.
Like, So like, I haven't done it in such a long time. And back then when I was doing it I was doing it every single day, like, you know, in class or at a show or whatever. Like, yeah, I had more confidence because I was doing it regularly. But like, yeah, I haven't done it in such a long time that, you know.
So then, would you be willing to perform here on this channel for the first time?
That's a good idea.
I don't know. I think we have all the equipment. I think we have the right people. I mean,
you know, we'll try to get her to do it. You know, hopefully by the end of this podcast, it'll be on there for sure.
And then by the time it airs, it's the new year. It all kind of fits together, I think. You know.
Yeah.
And if you're truly trying to inspire, right now is the time, right?
Yeah, only if I could wear a mask, though.
I'm down. Let's do it. Let's do it.
It keeps a whole bucket full of masks in his car.
I'll be in the background dancing. I ain't singing, but I'll be just, be the hype man.
But yeah, no, I'm down.
All right.
All right, sounds great.
Anything else you guys want to kind of add or anything like that?
No, man, I'm good. I just want to encourage you to just keep doing you. You know, you keep doing keep doing things the way that you're doing it. Don't let nobody change you, obviously. You know, the way you came, the way you are, it's just perfect like that.
Thank you.
Yes, definitely. Thank you for the opportunity, for allowing us to, actually see you live the first time, performing your music. You know, a lot came, I'm excited. It's amazing,
me too.
You know
Thank
what I mean?
you guys.
So I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you for giving me a platform to talk and you know, just to tell people to just whatever you think you want to do.
Yeah, and that's just
Just-
like what I wanted to have you end it with. Like,
Yeah.
what would you, what would you tell, you know, that one person out there who's like,
Even if it is Paul, it might be Paul. No?
"Hey, Paul."
To just do it. I mean, it doesn't have to be singing or anything artistic. If you want to go for like a new job, if you want to go back to school, if you want to be a parent or whatever, like just do it. You know, like don't get old, and like if you know that you're going to regret something, like don't hold back, you know? Like, so for me, this one thing, like music, like that's one thing that I don't have any regrets in my life because I wouldn't be who I am today. But like music, I would definitely regret not doing it. Like if I got older and never did it, like I would definitely 100% regret that.
Yeah, because there are like videos that you see and they're interviewing like elderly people, and like that's one thing they always talk about is like they had so many regrets. Rather it's not going to school, rather it's not applying for this job or being an entrepreneur, and now it's like now they're already elderly and that's it. Their life is kind of faded away.
Yeah. So yeah, if there's something that you know that you might regret, just take a chance and do it.
Or even if it makes you happy, just do it. Just do it.
Just do it.
For
Like,
real.
As long as it doesn't get you in trouble. 'cause-
Yeah.
As long as it's legal.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Well, is that it?
Yeah, well,
That
man,
feels
she
great.
mentioned doing it.
Yes.
So let's do it. Let's hear
Yeah.
that
Okay,
music.
well, you did mention you were going to do a live performance. So
Yes.
I think we should get prepped and get you ready for this live performance. But all right, guys. Well, thank you for tuning in. Stay tuned. Don't get off the channel just yet, because in a bit we're going to be doing a live performance.
Yes.
But thank you guys for tuning in to RTW.
That's Riding the Wave with Aid and MJ.
And I just want to say thank you, Pastor Sergio.
Yes.
Thank you, Violet Melody, for coming on. I
Appreciate you.
really hope that there is one listener out there that could really take something out of her chapter of her book and do whatever it is that's been holding you back. And don't let fear, doubt, whatever hold you back, because there is no time but the present, and we have one life. And we're here today, and we're not promised tomorrow.
Yep.
So
Yes, sir.
thank you guys for tuning in.
We appreciate you.
Catch us every Friday, 8 a.m., Riding the Wave podcast. We'll see you guys on the next one. We love you.
We're out. Peace.
My name is Violet Melody, and I'll be singing Walking Away with Paul.
There's no way you're ever gonna make me change my mind, and you're too late. Talking behind my back, it was mistaken. You're always running around, you keep getting your ways, but no, not this time with me. You say you're gonna change your ways, but I'm so through. Maybe this all was a big mistake, but you show your colors. What do I do? So now I'm just walking away. I've tried, can't help if you always wanna be the bad guy. I cried, it breaks my heart. I didn't want to see our love die. But then why you keep running around? You think you're getting your ways, but no, not this time with me. You say you're gonna change your ways, but I'm so through. Maybe this all was a big mistake, but you showed your colors. What do I do? So now I'm just walking away. The last time we crossed our hearts, you left me out there to die. I wonder why it's easy for you to break and stop trying to lie. just walking away.
Hi, my name's Violet Melody, and I'll be singing Overthinking with Paul.